No one would ever imagine that none other than John Mbadi would face a Senate committee to defend William Ruto's government, to defend a dirty deal, one that he knows deep down in his heart that is a corrupt deal. John Mbadi has been very explicit. He's been explaining what the government should do to eradicate corruption and wastage. But when John Mbadi appeared before a Senate committee, I saw a man who can only be described as a shadow of his former self, because he was trying to protect and defend William Ruto, something that is quite impossible. The Adani deal will backfire on him, and to a larger extent, it will backfire on Raila Odinga. The reason I'm saying this is because when John Mbadi and the other Kenyans were given to William Ruto, and they were appointed into positions of ministerial positions, Raila described them as technocrats. So today, John Mbadi appeared in that Senate committee, and senators were waiting for him to shed light on certain weighty issues. But John Mbadi should insist that the sports minister and the former transport minister, Murkomen, comes on board. Because obviously I watched John Mbadi struggling and goofing, defending something that cannot be defended.
Chair, can I respond?
The first letter, I'm just giving...
CS is wasting our time.
Let him finish. You are equally also maybe wasting my time.
There's nothing we are discussing, John.
Please, let's respect each other.
Allow the CS to
If you ask
finish.
me a question, I've come here, this is a matter of national importance, for heaven's sake. Let us be
the reason why I am reacting to you the way I am is because you've not even seen the letter.
I have not come here.
And you're busy responding. Stop gatekeeping.
I've come here.
These things you can't gatekeep anymore.
Stop
gatekeeping.
And please,
we must deal with this issue nationally. It's a national important
here
issue.
Supply information, wait for the information. If you don't need it, Kenyans need it.
Proceed.
Order, Senator Onyonka.
Kenyans need the information, and I'm giving to you.
Chair, Honorable CS, now you are heckling. You are out of order.
Yeah. You are equally heckling me.
This is the tradition of ODM to heckle.
You are out of order.
Chair, you cannot allow monopoly of members to only ask questions. Can we also ask?
No, this is on a point of order. This is on a point of order.
Senator Sifuna.
Yes.
Senator
I watched that controversy, the controversial debate between John Mbadi and the senators, mainly from the ODM. And I thought, if this is what broad-based government means, then we are better off without a broad-based government. And this deal will backfire on John Mbadi and to a larger extent to Raila Odinga. You know, the controversy began when Senator Onyonka decided to table more damaging reports. Because the first question that John Mbadi was asked was, why did the government of Kenya decide to single-handedly give this big contract to Adani? Why did they subject it to competition? Because the government has been insisting that this was a private initiative where Adani just decided to approach them that we need to refurbish your airport. It came about because there was a choreographed plan. This is why Murkomen subjected to this airport. No, there was a lot of hyped information about the leaking airport, how damaged it was, the pathetic condition. We were being prepared psychologically, but we did not know. So when Onyonka decided to table these documents, John Mbadi, and I was shocked, did not even give Senator Onyonka time to table the documents, maybe to just look at the documents. He insisted that there were no other players, that apart from Adani, no any other institution or individual or a group of people or any company expressed interest in this JKIA deal. And senators were actually, annoyed, because what should have happened, Onyonka would have, John Mbadi should have given them time maybe just to look, should have taken his time to look at the documents. And the way he was being very protective is something that is raising a lot of questions. And I looked at John Mbadi and I thought, surely, the more things change, the more they remain the same. The other question that John Mbadi, because actually the other companies, when Onyonka produced these documents, it was very clear that they were ignored. Number two, there was the provision that before Adani was given this deal, they should have gone ahead to find out that they don't have any corrupt case, they are not blacklisted by the World Bank, mainly the major lenders, the global lenders. And the only document that Adani produced was an affidavit from themselves. And whether they are tax compliance, the only document that Adani produced was a document from India. And so John Mbadi was being asked, are they assuming that Adani only operates in India? Because even in India, we have seen people demonstrating against Adani. What about in those other countries? Are they tax compliant in those areas? And then he was being asked, if you want to scrutinize or to find out whether these people, the Adani group of companies, are clean, do you rely on their affidavit? Because obviously they will give you what befits them, what suits them. And he was being told, why didn't you do further checks, due diligence, without relying on a document from Adani? You cannot be asking Adani and you expect that they will produce evidence that they are not tax compliant, that they have been blacklisted by the major lenders. And John Mbadi insisted that what he has is that the committee that gave Adani this deal had done their due diligence, and the record shows that they are clean. So he was being asked, where are the documents? He did not have any. The other question that was becoming very controversial is that John Mbadi insists that this deal is not yet over. They can still open, the tender for other players. They are still trying to scrutinize Adani. And according to him, he wants to hoodwink Kenyans that this is not a done deal. While in real sense, this is a done deal. The other day we saw Opio and I also explaining Adani Energy. And even with the new NIF, the NHI thing, Adani is there. Adani is actually taking over our country. Yet John Mbadi is telling us that this is something that is still in progress. It is still in a process that is going on. I mean, I watched the former ODM chairman and I realized that William Ruto is really a very cunning politician. Because when the history of this nation shall be written, ODM will be judged very harshly. Last but not least, the fate of the Kenya aviation workers came into question. And the committee report indicates that all the employees will be employed once Adani takes over. But Adani's proposal, as is shown in the documents, is that they will only take a percentage, and that is their own prerogative. It is within only their purview once they have taken over to decide who is being retained. John Mbadi was being questioned. What is the percentage of the number that Adani will retain? He did not have. He was sweating, he was goofing, saying that I don't have, but this can be produced. And I remember even the minutes where they passed all this when he was being questioned. Of course, this was passed when he was still not a minister, a cabinet secretary. But he's trying to carry this burden. And he was explaining that the minutes are so voluminous that he could not carry them. And it reminds me of a member of parliament from Mount Kenya who said that they did not read the documents that contained the finance bill 2023 because it was so voluminous. And you wonder then, why was she elected? You wonder, why is John Mbadi being paid if he says that the documents cannot be carried? And he kept on saying, we can avail them and all this. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I sometimes feel that William Ruto hatched a plan to finish Raila Odinga, to finish ODM. Why am I saying this? I know it is not very easy to finish Raila, but then Raila has been known, or rather ODM as a party has been known for speaking for the downtrodden, for the weak, exposing dossiers and illegalities within the Kenya Kwanza government. Deals like it was with the exam deal, with the government-to-government oil deal. Now they have turned out to be the people defending all these illegalities and dirty deals. Tell me, what is the other explanation apart from the fact that William Ruto wanted to finish Raila? Because he knows very well that he has failed. He knew very well that come 2027, he would be rejected by Kenyans and they would look for Raila Odinga. And he wanted to ensure that Raila becomes part and parcel of the rot in the government. And he has succeeded in this. I know he gave Raila that poisoned chalice of the African Union Commission, campaign, that quest to become the chairperson. And this has really reduced ODM and Raila into cohorts in this government. And it is very sad because Raila or any other person from the ODM or the other leaders would have become a very good alternative voice. Even come 2027, they would have teamed up with people like Kalonzo, the like-minded people. But from the way things look, I don't think, because people now label Raila. When you hear people talk, they say William Ruto and Raila are the major problems in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, this deal is going to annihilate ODM, is going to finish this very party. I like the fact that people like Onyonka and Sifuna have decided to stand to be counted and to remain with Kenyans. Do you think Raila can speak about Adani deal? What will he say?